sound of music from as long as I can remember. I went to my first concert, I think, when I was 3, and I remember being at a concert when I was 3. I went on, I would not ditch, but during our senior year, my aunt is Janet Jackson, and me and Nicole, I would leave and go on tour with her for weeks at a time. But the school was wonderful. They let me take my homework with me, and I'd be able to do my work. But being in that music environment was great because it showed an appreciation for the arts. So at a very young age, I had the support of my family if I wanted to go into being creative. I also was really important because I was able to express my emotions. So I knew how to creatively tap into that. The ironic part of it was I didn't know how to be myself around my parents and around my immediate family. So because of that, that's had a lot to do with when I started to have mental health challenges. And eventually, it got really serious. It got to the point where I started to experience, and I talk about this now, I went to the White House and I did a White House blog on mental health for bipolar. I was eventually diagnosed with severe bipolar disorder. And initially they had diagnosed me with early onset schizophrenia. And there's a lot of confusion about what schizophrenia really is. It has to do with unclear thinking. It's not split personality and people thinking you're 3 different individuals. A lot of people think that. What it is confusion in thinking. Kind of sometimes, a lot of people decide they want to take LSD and a lot of these drugs to have hallucinations and stuff, but unfortunately some individuals are predisposed based on, it can be genetics, it can be intense environments that you're raised in, but what eventually happens, it starts out with a severe depression and then you spiral downward, and then the brain has its way of compensating for those dark places. And then you can flip into other states called mania. I think you've heard of that. And so I ended up having intense manic episodes when I was in my about 22, 23. And that's when I had to stop writing. The doctor said, your writing is not healthy because I'm writing about all the things that I'm going through and it's just recycling itself. So I had to stop writing, I had to stop doing a lot of things, I was put on a lot of medications, and it was a very, very dark period. But what I did learn how to do was it forced me to start writing about good things. It forced me to start writing about my dreams, things that I wanted to happen, things that were positive. So I figured out a way to channel all of this heavy darkness. I was forced, because they took away my journals and my computer and everything, I was forced, if I was going to write, and I had people looking at my stuff I was writing to make sure I was being healthy, to write good things. And I realized how that affects your mood, how that affects your feelings, how that affects your mental health. So when I speak, I talk about using your emotions in a positive way, because sometimes we pull from those dark creative spaces and that's really good, but it's always important to know how to balance it with positivity and hope. And the two together will make your best music, will make usually your best songs, and your biggest selling songs are positive, inspiring, world-changing type topics, most of them. For instance, I love the Imagine Dragons song right now, Radioactive. It's a very positive kind of feel that you get from it.
Happy,
Empowerment, Happy, it's a huge hit. They're a huge band right now. You just think of, we can think of endless songs, but those end up being those positive songs where you're able to tap into those emotions, and spirituality, those end up being your biggest hits. So with that said, I'm going to do a poem right now. This one is called Evil Girl. When I was in high school, like you guys, I wasn't necessarily in a clique. I was kind of traveled to different individuals, but there was always the popular girls. And then you had the mean girls. And it seemed like the girls that were popular weren't all mean, but it seemed like they all wanted to be around the mean girls for some reason. Why were the mean girls the ones, even though there's other popular girls, the mean girls were like, they held the top notch. Oh, evil girl, what are your thoughts? Where are your jewels? How much deconstructing did we have today so that you could keep your cool? Where's your spool? Where's your tragic tool? What emotions are you mixing under all that black smoke? And did you laugh and cackle when the blue jay flying up above hit your overlooking window? Pow! Simply from its reflection. But did you love watching him slide down? And did you giggle? Why are your black widows and riddles loving on all my innocent blood, dying off one by one, so now that I can become what they once was, offspring of you? Don't you already have enough? Your friends and your cliques are sins I don't want to know. Get out of my hair, get out of my bones, get out of my stream, get out of my stride. I'm walking like you, but that stance ain't mine, that glance ain't mine, those hips and those jeans pushing babies with these screes. Girl, please. It ain't mine. Or are they? Even Mother Earth has to sit your butt down every time you come sashaying around with your assassination, crashing my contemplation. Love, Evil Girl says, has a double so global, ain't always so fine and so noble. See how you got this whole world total? Love, every day, every week, is on duty, and love will incarcerate, but even her perfect little ass ain't always on time. Hence my demise. Oh, Miss Tin walked across the earth with mystique and confident air, every head turned, but Miss Evil held a glare. She immediately reduced her to a -5 because she couldn't take one compromise to her firmly cemented 9 that she wore with dear intention. Any other number severely dented her superstition, never to hold the top spot. But you want to be close enough to knock it off, whack it out the park. Go on, girl, create a home run with your dark. I saw you working your black magic when Honor entered the room. And I saw you taken aback when Honor had the nerve to look down on you. But I cringed when she touched your knickknacks. Boy, does she underestimate you and your platoon. So ladies, which one are you? I suggest you take some time before you reply.